Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Hi, you guys. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is time for Stone Cold Elite Wednesday, and we are kicking off with Dynamite because we got another promo from Jon Moxley, and he's kind of talking a little bit about his Rampage a bit, and also the recent destruction that they had this past week on Collision after the beating that they gave to Top Flight, Doc Order, and other stars in the locker room. And it's going to be very interesting. And as you saw on Collision, Orange Cassidy looked on and thinking he's not a leader. So this is going to be very interesting to watch. But I'm excited to spend 2 hours with you. I know I was not on WWT Live today, but I'm here with you. It's Wednesday. So it looks like Moxley is trying to take out some of the stars from the roster. When he mentioned Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Daniel Garcia, Private Party, Top Flight. But also, it is interesting because he is the world champion, but also it would be interesting for him to take out stars who already have an established fan base. And we are going to hear from the conglomeration and some of the guys from AEW. Yeah, some of the roster. I mean, you can see the conglomeration, Jeff Jarrett, Karen, Dark Order, Private Party, Top Flight. Yeah, like some of this is going to be really interesting to watch. So make sure to keep tabs on that. But we have we have a really good lineup tonight. Of course, they talked about some of the matches that are advertised. Ladder War for the Ring of Honor Championship. It is going to be Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho. And of course, we have the big trios match with, for the first time ever, Daniel Garcia and Private Party taking on the Elite, the TNT champion Jack Perry, and the AEW Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. And of course, they're showing what happened last week with Jay White going up against Christian Cage, and Hangman Adam Page technically screwed Jay White in the match. So they're showing a little bit of that from last week, and we know Jay White is not really happy about that. So it's going to be very interesting. And also remembering Christian still has that contract. So we see Tony Schiavone in the ring. Oh, and it looks like we're going to kick off with Hangman Adam Page. So we'll get to see, well, obviously, we know why he did it to Jay White, but we get to see exactly what he did regarding his actions last week. And this is going to be very interesting because Jay White was very irate. He was super irate during that match. So this is going to be fun, and I'm excited to really watch this match. Oh, thank you, Rosa. Thanks for still doing this today with your schedule today. Courtney, the boys missed you when they had to do your segment breaking down. Yeah, I had to take care of a few things, but I made sure I was here to do this watch along tonight because we are on the road to Full Gear, and it's coming to the Garden State. And hi, Zach. Happy National Color Day to you. I did not know that. But going back to my point, we're on the road to Full Gear. And let's hear what Tony Schiavone has to say to Hangman. Okay, so Tony Schiavone's talking about the actions that Hangman did last week and just wants to get a pretty much an explanation on what he did, which of course we all kind of know why. And I always feel so bad for Tony. He always gets the end of the stick. So it looks like Hangman said he took his head off. So, Hangman's kind of going through the run through of Jay White. Oh, there's Colton. And well, of course, he's defending his brother because we haven't seen Austin Gunn in a while. So I actually do enjoy the Guns as a tag team. And it's nice to see them, of course, defending that because as you mentioned, Hangman talked about almost taking out Juice Robinson, injuring Jay White, taking out Austin. But it's nice to see Colton get his shine. And I know his daddy, Billy Gunn, is very proud of his sons. Hi, Bobby. Thank you for joining on tonight's Watch Along for Dynamite. And if you missed it, we did hear from the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And we got some people in the locker room that are taking a stand against AEW. And I love it. And of course, we're kicking off with Hangman. And Hangman was seeking his actions. But, you know, it looks like Hangman, he's whipping out the belt. He's trying to hurt Colton the same way he did Austin. And here comes Mr. Switchblade, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. Bobby, how is your client doing on AEW? Which clients are you talking about? Are you talking about the timeless one, Tony Storm? Are you talking about freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy? Or are you talking about the Acclaimed? Because those are 3 of my clients for AEW. And it looks like I'm pretty sure Boza, pretty sure we are getting Hangman versus Blade. Yeah, I actually do. And actually, that would be a really good match at Full Gear because this rivalry is starting to heat up a bit, and I actually like it. And it's nice because Jay White, of course, the end goal for him is being world champion. Oh, let's hear what Jay White has to say. Jay White ran a promo. He told him that he can run, but he can't hide. So it looks like Jay White means business. He's selling Hangman. Guns up. Well, Jay White said what he had to say. So this will not be the end. You see these 2. And I actually do like that rivalry as well. Hi, Swag Kid. Thank you for joining. Orange Cassidy. Well, Bobby, given what happened this past week with Orange, he doesn't see himself as a leader, which is really shocking because I see him as a leader. He's one of the top guys in AEW. He was a 2-time AEW International Champion. He knows Moxley because he faced him in the first year they went to London. But he needs to believe himself, and I think my client can do that. I believe Orange Cassidy is a leader. Tony Storm, we know she's traveling all over the world right now. She was just in Mexico. She was in Japan. She topped the PWI Women's as #1. So she's traveling all over the world. And she will be back very soon. So she's enjoying this break. She's enjoying her life. She's making endless cinema. So we will see her too. And of course, the Acclaimed, as we mentioned last week, if you saw my reaction last week, they encountered MVP. And also, it was interesting to see Caster and Benjamin go head to head with each other because, yeah, there's a little bit of animosity between them. And if you do not know what I'm talking about, make sure to listen to Chris Van Vliet's interviews he did with both Caster and Shelton Benjamin, respectively, and you'll understand why. But I don't think they're going to join MVP considering there is a little bit of real life heat with each other. So this is going to be very interesting. Oh, Anna Jay. Well, Bobby, you should be very proud of Anna Jay because she won her eliminator match this past weekend and she's going to have her championship match next Saturday on Collision from Philadelphia. So you should be very proud of Anna Jay. And we get to see Queen Aminata tonight against the Brick House Kamille. So it's going to be fun. Mercedes Monet knows her next potential challenger for the NJ. Yep, there is going to be the fatal four-way match. Definitely including Anna Jay. I'm very excited on that. I'm super excited. Instead of Full Gear, we have to wait till November 2nd. Hey, look, she's coming. She's coming near me. I live near Philly, and I'm trying to go to Collision, so I always love seeing that. And I'm very proud of Anna Jay because it looks like she's very improving, especially after Stardom. But we have another match that we're getting ready for. Sammy Guevara. It's always a treat seeing Sammy Guevara on TV. One half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And of course, he's going up against another wrestler he grew up as a kid, Shelton Benjamin. And I have to say, Shelton Benjamin still looks good. So this is very special for Sammy. And I'm very excited to see this match. Two high flyers. And of course, MVP is going to be in the corner. I'm surprised Dustin's not in the corner since that's his tag team partner. But I'm pretty sure Dustin is probably knows Sammy can handle it on his own and probably watching in the back. But it's always good to see Sammy back on TV. Happy to see him wrestle against Shelton, and this is going to be a really good match. And I'm very excited. Sorry about that. Didn't know. That's okay, Boza. You did not know, but yeah, I'm closer to Philadelphia. I'm very excited that it's going to be in Philly. Super excited on that. And Bobby, I can't wait to see who is your other client that you have on the AEW side in the future. Shelton hasn't missed a step. He has an indies, and he actually just had an indie match recently. A few days ago or a week ago, he just had a match in the indies, and he's actually coming to Philadelphia at the 2300, I believe, this weekend, where he's going to be in a match. So it's good that he's wrestling in the independent scene, staying in great shape, keeping consistency, and I love it. So pivoting over to this match between Sammy Guevara and Shelton Benjamin. Ooh, that was a nasty drop Sammy took. Drops early, but Sammy Guevara is trying to show a little bit of offense with punches. Shelton's looking like, you need to punch me in the face. But Shelton Benjamin, he's just showing some offense. Right. Suplex to Sammy Guevara. And of course, we hear MVP in the background. MVP. So it looks like another suplex. Okay. Ooh, nice split by Sammy. Sammy looks so fired up. Okay, Sammy looking to do some offense. Oh, kick to Shelton Benjamin. Oh, look at that nasty drop. And look, MVP, he's looking on. I would not underestimate Sammy one bit. Sammy hasn't been there for a while, but not yet. Sammy looked like he was going to, but MVP got on the right. But second time is a charm. Ooh. Oh man, it's continuing. And it looks like on commentary, because I'm sidetracked a bit. Well, of course, we have Tony Schiavone, we have Excalibur, but we also have Matt Menard on commentary. So it's always great to see Matt Menard. Normally, he does Rampage on Friday nights. Occasionally, he does Collision, but it's always nice to see him commentate on Dynamite. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be rooting for Daniel Garcia in his big trios match, teaming up for the first time with Private Party, taking on the Elite. And that match is really exciting. And I like that it's in picture because I get to see the match in fully. Yes, Bobby, it's always great to see Shelton Benjamin in the ring again. And also, 1 week from tonight, it is Fright Night for AEW, and it'll be Swerve Strickland versus Shelton Benjamin. And the question I have for everybody, and feel free to put this in the chat, do you think Bobby Lashley is going to make an appearance on Fright Night next week? So feel free to put that in the chat, because that's going to be the buzz, because that match is going to happen either way. And those two are definitely going to deliver. And I'm looking at the picture-in-picture. It looks like Sammy's outside the ring. He's trying to get himself together. Shelton is, of course, trying to... he's trying to do a little bit of damage. But Sammy's trying to fight back. I think Bobby Lashley. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, he is going to show up next week. I mean, come on. It's Halloween, Fright Night, trick or treat. There's a lot of tricks and also treats as well. So I do think Bobby Lashley. And also for Swerve, because as I mentioned last week, MVP was giving his card to Leo Rush, the Acclaimed. Of course, like, Anthony turned it down and people thought Max was going to turn heel. I don't think so, as I mentioned earlier, considering the fact him and Shelton does have some real heat with each other. And it just wouldn't make any sense if he did join MVP, considering there would be a lot of ego bashing between them. So if Bobby Lashley does join with Shelton Benjamin, possibly Powerhouse Hobbs joining, it looks like Swerve is going to need a little bit of help. And I don't think he can do this on his own, especially against 3 powerhouse guys. He cannot do it on his own. And I have a feeling he may get some unexpected help from some rivals he had in the past. But I'm not going to say who it is. But we shall see. But going back to, because that'll be a discussion later on. But going back to the match, Shelton Benjamin versus Sammy Guevara. And it looks like Sammy's trying to do some offense, but Shelton, he's just like, it's just like he wants to destroy Sammy. And I know Sammy has a lot of heart. He has a lot of resilience and determination. So German suplex. Oof. What if Lee Johnson, and that could be really interesting on that, because it's going to be very interesting because, as I said, Swerve can't do it on his own. So I'm curious. And actually, those two would make it very well, considering they're on Ring of Honor. But Swerve is going to need some reinforcements to handle those guys, because there's no way he cannot do it himself. But anyways, going back to the match. Shelton Benjamin's eyeing Sammy Guevara. He looks like he's taunting him. Oh my goodness. Ooh, roll up by Sammy. 1-2. Kick out by Shelton. Ooh, nice kick. At least it's nice to see Sammy showing some offense. And yes, Bobby, it's really nice to see him back on TV again. And also, I know, as I said earlier, he is one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions with Dustin Rhodes. So, and plus, I also do miss seeing Dustin on TV. So hopefully, I know he's helping out his tag team partner. I know he's looking in. I know he didn't accompany him to the ring, because usually they do. But ooh, nasty high flying maneuver by Sammy, as usual. If looks could kill MB, will lose. I know. I know, right? That would be something. But these two are trying to go even. But as I said earlier, Sammy's one half. Normally Dustin would be accompanying him, but I'm pretty sure he's in the back and knows Sammy can handle it on his own, and he will come back. He will come to the aid if needed. But I know, Sammy's got this. Hi, Wayne Jr. Thank you for joining. What doing with me? So right now, Toni Storm, as I mentioned, she is traveling the world. She just recently wrestled in Mexico, so she's been traveling all over the world, but she will get her shot back soon. I think Serena Deeb, she was in a feud with Queen Aminata, but I think she's gonna be in a feud with Dr. Britt Baker. But Wayne, if you did not know, Anna Jay is going to challenge Mariah May for the AEW Women's title next Saturday on Collision, because she won her title eliminator match at Battle of the Belts this past weekend. So big opportunity for Miss Anna Jay. Oh, nasty kick by Shelton onto Sammy. I think he's desperate. And well, hey, I don't know about. Well, I wouldn't say desperate, but I just wouldn't underestimate Sammy one bit. But look at this, Shelton. He's like eyeing him. He wants to close out this match. Kick to the head. Okay, so he has him on the turnbuckle. Oof, a kick. It looks like Shelton Benjamin wants to end this thing. Oh, and this is it? 3. Well, and your winner is Shelton Benjamin. And and I will say it was a really good match. It's always great to see Sammy Guevara on TV, but he's getting ready for his match against Swerve next week on Fright Night. Oof, that match is going to be something. Yes, she does. Serena Deebs. Well, she was in a feud with Toni Storm earlier this year, a Double or Nothing, but she will be in a feud, and I do believe she does have a future opportunity as AEW Women's Champion. I know right now she's probably in the middle of a feud with Dr. Britt Baker, so got to be patient. So they said it next week. Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Swerve Strickland next Wednesday night on Fright Night. Okay, so we see Miss Renee talking to Mariah May, talking about Anna Jay. So it looks like oh, look, her and Anna Jay. Actually, I'm looking forward to this match because it looks like poor Christopher Daniels. I feel so bad for him. He's trying to do as much as he can. Okay, so they're going to show clips of Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher because, as I mentioned, Kyle Fletcher is going to be saying what he did to poor Will Ospreay. I feel so bad for Christopher Daniels. Okay, Wayne Jr., I don't understand what comment that you're talking about, but even though I do watch AEW, I also watch WWE wrestling, and also just be very mindful of being really respectful here, because there have been times I have been giving constructive criticism towards AEW. I really want them to succeed very well, so just be very mindful on when talking. So I'm waiting for Christopher Daniels to need a drink. I know, right? But we got Tony Schiavone coming out. It looks like Kyle Fletcher and of course that creep Don Callis. Kyle Fletcher ain't wasting no more time, so we get to hear what he has to say or what he did with Will Ospreay. And I have a feeling, well, Wayne Jr., that is your opinion that you don't trust the AEW and WWE, but a lot of times you can't really trust it because they have to go within full gears. But if you have not watched the product and it consistently, then that's your opinion. But just be very mindful in the chat because I don't want to have to ban anybody. Oh, goody. We get to hear what that creep has to say. Well, let's see what Cal Fletcher has to say. Well, I warned Wayne Jr. because he was getting a little bit too aggressive. So that is something I don't mess around with. And especially here because I know everybody is critical with AEW and I would like them to be the second best wrestling, but there's not the time and place to do it here, especially on when I'm doing Dynamite. Anyway, switching gears to Kyle Fletcher. So yeah, everybody's been asking why Kyle? Why would you beat up your best friend? Well, it is true. I do see Kyle Fletcher as a future star in AEW. I mean, he's a former Ring of Honor world champion. He's called the prototype. They're going to have a really good match at Full Gear, Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. Teddy Magic. So pretty much Kyle Fletcher is trying to say people think of him as the next Will Ospreay. Man, some of these fans are booing Kyle. Oh, see, Kyle Fletcher's bringing up history when Will Ospreay was in New Japan with Okada, stabbed him in the back, and then brought history between him and Kenny Omega. Would Kyle have said this on his own? It's on it. I think Kyle would because he's not that bad at doing promos. It's just like, does he need Don Callis? Does he really, really, really need Don Callis? Mhm. Since Mark Davis has been injured, Kyle has been improving on the promo side. I know. I feel like he doesn't because he is good at promos. You can't say look, be nice to British people. And of course, we have our wonderful producer Dylan on the show. Well, I wasn't on WWT Live, so he's making up lost time for it. But is he really? Is he really gonna shave out of his hair? He has a razor. Oh dear God! So he really gonna shave his hair? I didn't really think he was gonna shave off his hair. Wow, that was actually a good promo by Kyle Fletcher, and I'm kind of happy he's shaved off that full cut of a hair because it reminded me of boy bands back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I'm very happy he did shave off the hair. But next week, he called out Will Ospreay. He called out Will Ospreay. So that's going to be an interesting one when they go face to face, trying to call out his wife and his son on TV. Oh boy. Well, it has been a fun one. Yes, yes, Dylan. I know Kyle is from Australia. He's from your home country of Australia. Nothing against the Aussies, but that is going to be a really good match at Full Gear. I want to see Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay as an interesting match. But thank you guys for joining. This is Courtney Rice, WWT's Media and PR Princess, and everything you need to know about All Elite Wrestling. I'm super excited to do this watch along for Dynamite, where we are on the road to Full Gear, which is next month in the Garden State of New Jersey. And also, 1 week for tonight, we're getting ready for Fright Night. But if you missed what happened so far, kicked off the show was none other than our world's heavyweight champion, Jon Moxley. He had a few things to say, most specifically about some of the people in the locker room, like Darby, Orange, Daniel Garcia, Private Party, Top Flight, and the Dark Order. And it was interesting because I was watching the promo on Saturday from Collision where he was talking about the title and especially champions. He talks about Bryan Danielson's career, but he made a snark remark about some champions before him. So I do like some of the stars that you don't see on a weekly basis are really getting that spotlight and stepping up to the plate. But it would be interesting for the BCC to target some stars that are not only former champions, but also have a strong growing fan base. And especially because Moxley thinks he took out all the contenders for the title. I don't think he didn't, because you do have other guys that are in rivalries. Like, of course, you have Jay White, Adam Cole. Of course, you have Swerve, Samoa Joe we haven't seen. Also, I know Austin Gunn is out, but you can't forget about the Bang Bang Gang for the Trios belt. And also, the BCC thought they took out every single opponent for the Trios title, but you forgot about the Bang Bang Gang, and you also forgot about House of Black, who is also going to be there later tonight in action. So I would love to see BCC versus House of Black, because I feel like if anybody knows a thing or two about intimidation, it's the House of Black. And we haven't seen Julia Hart in weeks, so I'm super excited on that. We also got to see Sammy Guevara versus Shelton Benjamin, and that was a really good, solid match right before his match against Swerve next week on Fright Night. And recently we got to hear from Kyle Fletcher. And Kyle Fletcher had a lot to say to Will Ospreay, thinking he's not the next Will Ospreay. And he shaved his blonde hair. And actually, he did put on, a really good promo. And he called out Will Ospreay. And he wants Will Ospreay next week, face to face. So, and they're actually showing a clip from Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling this past weekend. If you do not know, this was actually revived by Scott D'Amore from TNA. So Takeshita was in a match, and Ricochet comes out, and Ricochet is demanding a shot. So I think it'll be it won't be the last time we see those two, Takeshita and Ricochet. And speaking of Ricochet, I'd rather go to a page. Oh, Dylan, come on. Why are you showing? You guys show some love to Mr. Kyle Fletcher. I thought that was your boy, since he's a fellow Aussie. I thought you'd be proud of Kyle Fletcher. I'm actually happy. I'm actually happy Ricochet is doing these open challenges, because it gives opportunities for some stars you haven't seen. Because he still wants to Takeshita. It's so funny. It's just so funny with MVP. Mercedes. Then it was Leo Rush. Last week it was The Acclaimed, and now this week is Ricochet. I'm like, MVP's just spewing his cards left and right. Oh, good. So we haven't seen much of that creep. Don Callis, he's going to be on commentary. And one of his clients, Brian Cage, is going to be in action. Oh, and Lance Archer. Yes, Boza, we're gonna be putting a lot up with Don Callis, which I have to say, I do like the pairing of Lance Archer and Brian Cage. I actually am enjoying it. And I will say I am enjoying the revamped version of the Don Callis family because it does seem they're a little bit more intimidating. I don't know what's going to happen with Powerhouse Hobbs because he's coming back really soon. I'm not sure how he's going to fit in this, considering well, you've seen who's in the Don Callis family, but it's going to be interesting on how he comes back in after the serious injury he had with Moxley a couple this past summer. So it's going to be tag team action between Lance Archer and the Ring of Honor World Television Champion Brian Cage. And yeah, we get to put up with Don Callis on commentary. You thought it would be the last of him, but I guess not. And I didn't get the attention on who was the tag team they were facing. But oh, but I did get notice that the tag team that they're facing, they are on Ring of Honor. So oh, I thought we were listening. Oh, I thought we were gonna listen to Don Callis on commentary. That is my fault, but it looks like he's at ringside. So I really thought, really thought that Don Callis was doing commentary, but it looks like he's at ringside. Moxley. Well, we shall see because oh, well, that was really quick. I mean, Lance Archer and Brian Cage got the win. Hi, Jordan. Thank you for joining. Moxley World Order is about to get. Well, we shall see because there's a lot of rosters. But as I said, the only way this new BCC can take this rivalry seriously is taking out some stars that were not just former champions, but also have a well-going fan base within AEW. As I mentioned, like I know Moxley thinks like he took out all his contenders, but some of the other guys are in rivalries as well. Of course, like there's Will Ospreay, there's Adam Cole, Jay White, there's Swerve. We haven't seen Samoa Joe in a while. Um, it would be interesting if they took out some former champions, not just the world champions, but like former tag team champions, trio champions. Then we'll see the rivalry come up for because it is starting to slowly process, and I think we're gonna get more on the Calvary side. And also, I would love a female to challenge Marina Shafir. And if I had to pick somebody that really kind of would do that, I would definitely pick Willow only because she aligns herself with the conglomeration and it makes a lot of sense. And also, after she pounced Mariah May right before Wrestle Dream, I was like, she won me over. But we shall see. Oh, Bobby, I appreciate you so much as well. Thank you guys for joining on this live edition. We are almost completing our number one. Oh my God. Where is the time gone? And it's only Wednesday. So thank you guys for joining and happy to have you guys on the show. Yes, I would pick Alex Winsor or Willow Nightingale. Yes, and if you did not know with Alex Winsor, because I have seen her in matches in Rampage and Collision where she faced off against a few ladies. And one of the matches she faced off against was Toni Storm when she was women's champion. And another fact, Alex Winsor is Will Ospreay's wife. That's a little fact you know. So would you have Willow Nightingale as your I actually would. I actually do love Willow, and she really has had a breakout year this year. And she's had incredible matches this year. I will never forget the Tornado tag team hardcore match her and Chris Statlander were in against Julia Hart and Sky Blue. And then they had that Chicago street fight against each other at All Out. And just seeing her win the TBS championship, which I do believe she will get that soon. I mean, she's destined to have championship gold. So, and I'm happy she's aligned herself with the conglomeration. So, hopefully, we see her because we have not seen her since Wrestle Dream. after she had that, even though she lost, she had that incredible match against Mariah May. But hopefully we get to see her tonight and hopefully soon, because the road to Full Gear is starting to heat up pretty good. We still have a lot of action tonight, so we're just getting started. But again, thank you everyone. If I did not manage to catch you, I definitely want to thank Zach, Boza, Bobby, Swag Kid, our wonderful producer Dylan for joining. And I'm trying to think who else did I miss. Oh, and Jordan, thank you guys for joining on tonight's show. And we're back live, and it looks like some of the roster is still waiting for Moxley to come. So, oh look, there's Chuck! There's Chuck Taylor! Look, even Chucky's trying to say it. My client needs to step up. He's a leader. I still believe he's a leader. Orange, and I know Orange can do it. He just needs to believe in himself. Because if Chucky and Jerry Lynn said he can do it, he can do it. So I believe. I know, Boza, even Chuck Taylor, even Chucky. And I do believe this is going to be something, because we see what Orange can do. We've seen him be in matches. He's no slouch. He's a former international champion, for God's sakes. And I believe in my client. That's why he's called Freshly Squeezed. And do you know how many people dressed up as him, not just in Halloween, but all year round? You see kids, you see adults dressed like him. And going from a client to a wrestling hero, we get to see the Ladder Wars match, and we get to see Mr. Chris Jericho. We get to see Mr. Chris Jericho fighting for the Ring of Honor World Championship. You know what? I know a lot of I heard on WWT Live where some of my colleagues didn't really care about this match, but I feel like this is going to be a really good match and a sleeper match. And I know people don't like the liturgy, but people are waving. I mean, I know it seems odd, but I kind of like it when they do the hi guys. I just think it's kind of funny. I think Orange will face John at Full Gear. Orange. Yes, that is true. They know each other very well, especially when Orange was international champion. And Orange has been in many matches. He knows how Moxley is. And obviously, like, who better to do it than Orange? Because, as I mentioned, we haven't seen Darby Allin since Wrestle Dream. And what other top star in AEW knows Moxley very well? And that's Orange Cassidy. So I believe in my client. Orange Cassidy is a leader. Don't say it otherwise. And here we go. Marq Briscoe attacking Chris Jericho. And obviously, I don't know why. And I don't know why, but I just have this slight feeling. Not complaining, but wish this match was on Ring of Honor. Wants us to get the. Well, that too, but I think it's just nice because considering, I mean, he owns both AEW and Ring of Honor, and Jericho took a nasty table bump. Marq Briscoe means business. Anyway, going back to your point, Boza. I know Tony owns both AEW and Ring of Honor, and of course, maybe people don't want to pay for the payroll of Ring of Honor. But I actually like that they are bringing Ring of Honor matches to AEW. And it doesn't have to be on Dynamite. It could be on Rampage or Collision. Because, like I said, not a lot of people don't watch Ring of Honor. They follow it either on socials or on the archive footage AEW shares recently of Ring of Honor. Which, that follows, I guess. But anyways, going back to the match. Mark Briscoe really is putting a beating on Jericho. Look, you can say whatever the hell you want about Chris Jericho. This man has done it all. He's been doing this for 34 years. And for him to still be doing this at his age, you got to give kudos to that. I don't care what anybody says. That man has done it all. And even some people in this generation now, even to this day, said one of their influences was Chris Jericho. And that says a lot, especially considering he is from Canada. But I'm really happy he's getting his flowers he deserves because he's definitely one of the influential people in professional wrestling. So, anyways, go back to the match between these two. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling, even though this match has no disqualifications, this match is going to have a lot of shenanigans. I just have this feeling this match is going to have a lot of shenanigans. Also, I would not be shocked if the BCC tried to attack both Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho, considering Mark Briscoe is part of the conglomeration. So, and also Moxley knows Chris Jericho all too well if you've seen all their matches in the past. So, I would not be shocked if they did interfere in this match in particular. But it looks like Mark Briscoe has the upper hand. Is he trying to? He has Chris Jericho on the ring apron. Oh, oof. Okay. Let's see. Mark Briscoe got him on the ladder. He's giving him punches. I know, Bobby. He's on TV. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, he's mimicking. He's mimicking the high guys. Oh, and bitch. Ooh, nasty bump to the ladder by Mark Briscoe. Nasty. Oh man. And they showed the replay too. That was like a nasty bump Mark Briscoe took. And it looks like Jericho, he's wasting no time. He's trying to kick that ladder. Jericho looked, but Mark Briscoe looked like he stopped him. And we are almost done hour one. We are done hour one. So where is the time gone? You have great clients. Thank you for the compliment, Bobby. I do appreciate that. I always try to be strategic in some of my clients. So especially in AEW, I have to show them some love. And also, especially particular because I would not be watching AEW if it wasn't for Toni Storm. So I give kudos to her, and it makes a lot of sense that she's one of my clients. But this match is going in picture, but it's still playing live, which I do love. So it looks like Chris Jericho. Do you have clients in WWE? Actually, I do. One of them is, of course, Lyra Valkyria. I started to grow much of an interest in her. I like her, Candice LeRae, DIY. I love those guys. Finn Balor, of course, he's one of my favorites. Always has, always will. Finn Balor. But those are a few I have so far. I love them in WWE. But those are a few of my clients that I have on the WWE side. Ooh, and Mark Briscoe got busted open already. But Jericho, he's trying to find something to knock off with. Put one of the ladders. And as they mentioned, they were just showing a little bit of it. And we're going to see Queen Aminata versus Kamille, which I'm very, very excited to see. We're also going to see the trios match. I believe that trios match is going to be the main event, which I would think, because I really thought the ladder match was going to be the main event. But I have a feeling the trios match is definitely going to be the main event for Dynamite. So we get to see Queen Aminata versus Kamille. I did see we're also going to hear from Adam Cole. I guess after happened last week, his encounter with him and MJF. Of course, we get to find out who attacked Taz's father from Hook. Because I kept thinking, like, who would attack Taz in a way? Because my only guess would be possibly, I would say the BCC, because they've been terrorizing everybody. But it's going to be, I'm very curious on who attacked Taz. So that's going to be featured on tonight. But so far, they are in Salt Lake City, Utah. But, Mark Briscoe looks like he's busted open. And Chris Jericho, he's taunting with him. Yeah, he's just taunting with him right away. Samoa Joe. That would be really interesting if he did that, because we haven't seen Samoa Joe since summer. We haven't seen him since summer. So that would be really interesting, and also leave a pivotal turn. Because one, why would you attack Taz? And two, why is it a reason? So, hi, Mr. Opinionated. Thank you for joining. And we are almost closing in on hour number 1 of AEW Dynamite. I just can't believe it. Where's the hour gone? And we're already soon to be in the final hour of it. Where has the time gone? But it's Wednesday. I'm happy to be here with you guys. And we are in a ladder wars match for the Ring of Honor World Championship between Chris Jericho and Mark Briscoe. And it looks like Chris Jericho is climbing up the ladder. Is he going to be the champion? But it looks like Mark Briscoe stopped him. He's not. I agree, Tony Schiavone. Mark Briscoe ain't done yet. He has been a wonderful fighting champion. And, Chris Jericho took a nasty bump to that ladder. But some of the fans are excited. And Mark Briscoe, he's not out yet. Mark is grabbing another ladder. I know a lot of people didn't like this, but I actually do. Oh, I'm on a 30-second delay. Oh, sorry about that. Well, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but thank you, Mr. Pinier, for pointing that out. But Mark Briscoe looks like he's going on the top rope. Ooh. I'm going to say this because I know a lot of people don't care about this rivalry between Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho, but I low-key actually like it. I understand, bringing Mark's brother Jay into the mix. It was just a little bit. But, thinking about it, because Jericho did put on a few points because he has faced Jay one-on-one, but it's nice to see Mark Briscoe standing on his own saying, you know what, I can do more than just being in a tag team match than with my brother Jay. No, I'm ahead of. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Mr. Pineda. You're ahead of me by 30 seconds. So I actually do low key like the rivalry between Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho. And it does show that Mark Briscoe can be a single star, because he has represented the Ring of Honor World Championship match, and he's had some really good highlights this past year. He faced Roderick Strong for the Ring of Honor World Championship match. He was in Blood and Guts this past summer, teaming up with Swerve, Darby Allin, and the Acclaimed, taking on the Elite. And Mark Briscoe, it looks like he's not he's not giving up that right away. It's just punches after punches. Is Mark gonna take it? Somebody has to take the belt. And I don't think one of them wants to stop. Ooh. Gouge in the eyes by Chris. What blade? Huh? What are you talking about? Y'all see the blade? Y'all see that blade job? I did not see that blade job. What are you talking about? Well, just to let you know, we are in hour number 2 of AEW Dynamite, and it has been a fun show. We are in a ladder wars match for the Ring of Honor World Championship match, and it looks like Marq Briscoe ain't done yet because he's eyeing that table. I tell you, these guys are delivering. Man, they're just showing punches back and forth. Punches back and forth. Marq played himself. Yeah, Dylan, send me that footage because I think I might have missed it in that match. But if you can send me that, that'll be great. Well, looks like Marq's eyeing that. He's eyeing that table. What's he gonna do? And yeah, he's eyeing that table, so he wants to. Good to know. Good to know, Dylan. That's our producer. Because usually, because he was on earlier, but he likes to pop into my watch-alongs on Dynamite. So with his jokes, remarks, it's always funny. It's jokes in a funny way, but it's always good to see our producer on the show. But looks like Marq Briscoe. He wants to end Jericho. And looky, no surprise there. We get to see Bryan Keith. And I'm pretty sure we won't see Big Bill. What's he doing? Oh, here comes Rocky Romero taking out Bryan Keith. Get him out of here. I just like to joke around on the watch along side. Yeah, that is true, but I appreciate your presence always on here. You are always welcome on my watch along. And it is almost your birthday too, so you're always Dylan, you're always welcome on my watch alongs every week. But we just saw that Rocky Romero taking out Bryan Keith. I would not be shocked if we see the Redwood, but oof, that table drop. Put him on the pile driver to Chris Jericho. And it looks like Marq wants to end this match. And he's climbing the ladder. Is he going to do it? Is he going to still be champion? Oh, looky, the Redwood. Oh, looky. I'm not surprised. We got the Redwood. Ooh. Man, chokeslam. Man. Chokeslam hit through double set of tables. It looks like Marq is laid out. What's he do? I know he's trying to give. Hold on, he's trying to do. Wait, what the heck? Is he really going to be champion? Man, he really is going to be champion. Well, folks, we have a new Ring of Honor World Championship, and it's Chris Jericho. Titles need to change. Well, that is true, but it's always nice to have a title change every now and then on AEW. But it's going to be very interesting because, well, we're probably going to. Ooh, and look at this. There's Ishii, and we haven't seen him in months. So it looks like who's his first challenger? He's back. It's always nice to see Ishii back. Oh boy. But it's actually, I kind of think they wanted to drop it to Marq right away because, well, Kim and the rest of the conglomeration are kind of in a feud BCC. So it kind of makes a lot of sense for him to drop the belt and just focus on that. But also, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to seeing that match. And there's Chris Statlander. It makes sense, but still things will be interesting. Well, that is true, but I think it just makes a lot more sense. But this promo, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Kamille versus Chris Statlander because I've actually seen matches of Chris Statlander, and also I'm pretty sure people seen matches with Kamille from her NWA days. But I feel like if anybody could take on Kamille, it's Chris Statlander. Well, thank you for giving me the footage, Dylan. I will check it out after tonight's watch along. And also, just a friendly reminder, folks, I will be doing a post show tonight. So I'll be giving out my thoughts and my opinions on everything I need. But next week, 1 week from tonight, it's going to be Fright Night. Chris Statlander versus Kamille. But that match is definitely going to be interesting. And also, we have some matches coming along, and they're showing the promos of the match. Oh, right. Oh, all right. Well, Dylan, I will look at the footage, but right now we get to see Mr. Adam Cole back. So we'll see what Mr. Adam has to say. Because we did see him come back at Wrestle Dream. We did see him come back at Wrestle Dream. So we're going to see what he has to say. And I'm looking forward to seeing Adam Cole. So. All right, Dylan, I will check out the footage. Let me hear what Adam Cole has to say first. But I'm curious at what Adam has to say because we know he came back at Wrestle Dream. He said what he has to say last week against he said what he has to say last week. And also he wants MJF. So I would not be shocked if they had a match at Full Gear. Him versus MJF. But as you know, MJF wasn't there. But I'm really curious on what Adam Cole has to say because he had a lot to say regarding MJF. We did see him, with most of the AEW locker room on what happened with Bryan Danielson. So I'm very curious what Adam Cole has to say this week. And it's story time. What? Oh God, that nerd, Roderick Strong. God. So we see the Undisputed Kingdom come out. People in AEW need theme. Oh, I could have sworn some of them have too. So, like, you need to listen to some of the other theme songs, mister. Because I can think of some that do have good quality. Yeah, Boza, because, earlier this year they were supposed to do the Devil storyline. And also, Adam Cole had a very serious ankle injury, so that threw that storyline all over the. So, Roderick Strong was Max MJF first. Oh boy. I don't think MJF's way too smart. So it looks like MJF is still doing a promo. Thanks, Boza, for the update on that. So full gear, he's going to show them in person. So whoever wins first 3 matches, either Roderick or Adam, whoever wins 3 matches gets MJF. Interesting. So it's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, because I really thought he would be done filming by now. Oh, and look at that, Kyle O'Reilly. It looks like Kyle O'Reilly and kind of thinking like, what he's thinking. Because, he used to team up with the Undisputed Kingdom. So, but folks, we get to see we get to see House of Black in action next. And it's nice to see them on Dynamite. It's always a treat seeing House of Black on Dynamite. But I know we are in the final hour of AEW Dynamite, and I want to thank everybody for joining on this show. Time flies when you're having so much fun, and especially it's on a Wednesday. So we've seen a lot of good action tonight. Don't forget, because I will be doing a post show after this. So feel free to stick around to do my post show where I give my thoughts, my concern, and what lies ahead when we go to the road of Full Gear. But we just recently saw Adam Cole in the Undisputed Kingdom, and we all know they all want MJF, and like I said, they're trying to salvage the storyline with the Devil because it started off earlier this year, but of course Adam Cole got hurt, and I think that was one of the hardest things that they had to do was kind of pivot a bit to make it sound sensible, but unfortunately, they're trying to salvage this as much as possible. So, as we mentioned, MJF, either Roderick or Adam, whoever gets 3 wins, meets him at Full Gear. So I don't know who their opponents are going to be, but yeah, it would have made sense too for the change. It is. It's just so hard to like see that happen. And plus, there were just so much pivoting, especially with Adam's injury and trying to figure out, okay, how they're going to do this. But like, they could have at least pivoted with Adam beating out. They could have made Roderick Strong a leader because it looked like he was kind of the leader when Adam was out because at that time he was facing Orange Cassidy. He won the international championship. He was leading a bit, but hopefully they fix some of the damage lost. But anyways, wrestling with Honey. Yes, my WWT sister Honey, she'll be excited to see House of Black back in action. And I'm excited to see it. But we're gonna have some fun. Don't want you guys thinking I'm negative over Marq losing Jericho. It makes sense. Just well, I mean, Boza, you do have a point there, and it did make sense. I just was very shocked it happened on a Dynamite. I thought Marq was going to retain, but like I said, I understand why they wanted Marq to drop the title because he's in a feud with PPC and no distractions in there. It's going to be well, pretty much. We'll be seeing a lot of Chris Jericho on Ring of Honor. So, but like I said, it'll be a treat to have, of course, a veteran be on there who's been in the business not long, and we'll be curious to see. We'll be curious to see how Chris Jericho does his reign. But yes, Bose, I agree. Marq did have a wonderful reign, and I appreciate it. Bobby, I don't know when Julia's going to come back, but we shall see. If it's not tonight, I don't know. And Mr. Opinionated, you do realize there's wrestling every day this week. Yeah, Mr. Opinionated, it's going to be a lot of wrestling. Of course, you have AEW tonight, TNA tomorrow. You have SmackDown on Friday. And also, don't forget, if you watch NXT, Halloween Havoc is this weekend. So don't forget about that. I know we're going to be putting our predictions in on WWT Live on Friday, so don't miss out on that. And also, we have a promo of the one and only Jamie Hager. And Penelope explained her actions on Collision this past week on why she attacked. And we get to see the wonderful Jamie Hager with Renee Paquette. Yes, that is true, Bobby. I didn't forget, but yes, it's going to be a lot because we have Rampage and we have Collision this weekend. So. Jamie was going to end everything. She was. Well, that is true. Yes, Mr. Opinionated. TNA Bound for Glory is coming up. And we get to see the Hardy Boys in action for the tag team titles. So I'm excited for that. And it's on pay-per-view, by the way, folks, and on TNA Plus. But it looks like Jimmy Hager wants Penelope Ford. But yep, Bosa, thank you for doing that. 2 weeks from tonight, it'll be Jimmy Hager versus Penelope Ford. Yes, Bosa, there's going to be a special edition of the Wednesday Night Wars. I've been talking about this with Councilman for a while, and I think we're going to get a doubleheader. We're going to get a special edition of the Wednesday Night Wars because he's going to be doing NXT. I'm going to be doing Dynamite, so it's going to be a fun one, and I am excited for that. But we get to turn our attention to the House of Black, and it's so nice to see them back on Dynamite again. I know Brody King, he had his match against Darby Allin at Wrestle Dream. Of course, we haven't seen Malakai Black because Malakai Black was stuck during when everybody had that hurricane at that time, when it was affecting Florida, North Carolina, and some of the other states. Yeah, because yeah, thanks, Bozo. We've been talking about this for a while. So because we kept thinking, like, why don't we just do a Wednesday night wars? And that seems so fun because NXT, they're coming to the 2300. I've been to that arena and it is so fun. But it's going to be very, very fun seeing this. And I don't know what matches they're going to do for NXT, but also I don't want to jump ahead, but 2 weeks, and especially because next week you have Halloween, AEW needs to step up a bit. And I also love that they're promoting matches early and building it up for next week's Dynamite, which I love. And especially for Fright Night next week, and especially some of the matches they did hype up for tonight, which is really exciting. So they're starting to slowly promote them a little bit early instead of doing it like 1 or 2 days tops. So it started to grow a bit, and I want to give credit. So, turning our attention to the House of Black, we're going to kick things off with Malakai Black. Malakai Black. Me too. This is the thing I wanted from AEW. Get excited for stuff in the future. Don't want to go into episodes. Yeah, me too. So they're starting to, which I do love, but it's a slowly process. But I love that they're starting to build up a bit. And we'll probably get some matches announced for Full Gear probably after Fright Night's over because we're still in October and we'll probably get a clear mindset probably in the next couple days, either on Dynamite. We may get some announcements either on Rampage or Collision in the next 2 weeks, but Full Gear is going to be shaping up to be a good event. But turning back to the House of Black with Brody King. Ooh, nasty clothesline. He's doing his part, like roof, roof. Look at here. Ooh, that was a nasty hit. Oh my god, House of Black's not done yet. I'm just happy to see House of Black on TV. Buddy Matthews. And that's it. 1, 2, 3. And your winner is House of Black. And they got a standing ovation because, the fans are excited to see them back together on TV. Oh, and it looks like Buddy Matthews has something to say on the mic. Let's see what House of Black has to say. Let's see what's on their mind. Ooh, he wants Adam Cole next week. Man, Buddy Matthews, Adam Cole next week? Woo. Oh, and it's on Fright Night too? I'm kind of excited for Fright Night on Dynamite. Wow. Buddy Matthews versus Adam Cole. That should be interesting. I think Fright Night is shaping up to be because, of course, we have Swerve versus Shelton Benjamin, Kamille versus Chris Statlander. And let's see what Miss Renee has to say backstage. Oh, and she's with the Undisputed Kingdom. Let's see, Adam Cole. think that's going to be a good match. This is going to be interesting. Surprise. Yeah, I think they're going to probably announce some Halloween themed matches. Probably, if not tonight, probably either on Rampage or Collision. They'll probably do that. But wow, I'm really excited to see that. And we get to see the Brickhouse Kamille. Of course, we have the New Japan Strong Women's Champion and TBS Championship. The CEO, Mercedes Moné. She will be watching at ringside as Kamille will be taking on Queen Aminata. And I'm excited for this match because Queen Aminata delivered last week and she wasn't afraid of Kamille. She was not afraid, and she gives a deadly headbutt. So, yeah, Bobby, that's one of your clients, Queen Aminata. So I'm really excited to see this match, and they're going to bring it. And also, make sure to be on the lookout because Chris Statlander may be looking, because I know she's going to be watching this match. She's going to be eyeing on it. And if Mercedes tries to get involved, I would not be shocked if Chris Statlander tried to get involved as well. So, Chris Statlander is going to be looking. I know, Boza. She did look. I did say that too. Red is her hair. Is her good hair color. She looks really good in red. So this match is definitely gonna deliver. And here we go. And also, it's nice because this is WWT Live, and we always represent the ladies. But the one thing I wish that and we talked about this a couple weeks ago on WWT Live, because I know we've seen like one women's match, but it would be nice to see at least 2 women's matches on Dynamite. I know they're trying to build up storylines and everything, but it would be nice to see at least 1 or 2 matches. I know usually we see them on Collision and Dynamite, but it would be nice to see at least 1 or 2 women's matches on Dynamite. And I feel like that is something, especially with the roster they have, there's so much you can do, so much you can incorporate, but only time will tell. And, they have to do it very slowly. So I'm very happy some of the ladies are getting their shine. And also, this is WWT Live, so we represent all the ladies here. Ooh. Oh, man, Queen Aminata is giving Kamille. Mercedes should be nervous. Mercedes Moné has been AEW TBS Championship for 150 days. Thank you for that trivia fact, Bobby. I did not know that, but thank you for letting me know. 150 days. That is impressive. Queen Aminata, kick out by Kamille. I will say, out of all the ladies in AEW, Queen Aminata has been managed to. And a backbreaker by Kamille. Because I will say, I know Kamille, she's a brick house, but there are some ladies that want a piece of you on the roster. And some of these are not people who are jobbing. It looks like Kamille's has the upper hand here. And I know Miss Mercedes is looking on. So it looks like she has Queen Aminata. Oof. She's giving her punch after punch. Well, friends, we're in the final 30 minutes of Dynamite. How is that even possible? Yeah, Bobby, I do respect Kamille's work because that's why she's called the Brick House. So I can't underestimate Kamille, but she has put the work in. But I know sooner or later she was going to meet her match, sooner or later. And look, and be careful of Mercedes because she's a sneaky little thing. So I would not be surprised if she did take a cheap shot at a Queen Aminata. But folks, we are in the final. It's 9:32. It's hard to believe. It's almost that time. Where has the time gone. And it's so excited to be with all of you on this other edition of Stone Cold Elite Wednesday. This is Courtney Rice. And Dylan, I will give you my thoughts. I'm trying to watch this match. You know it features the ladies. And also let me know where you saved it. 9:30. Oh yeah, I'm right on cue. And also, where did you save it at? So I could watch it. Yes, 9:30. Oh, you sent it to me on Twitter. You gotta make me log on to my Twitter? Well, geez. Well, it's on commercial right now, so I have some time to kill. But let me take a look at this clip our wonderful producer sent me over. But as I said, thank you guys for joining tonight on this edition. And the road to full gear is starting to heat up pretty soon because I want AEW to at least end with a bang, because after Full Gear, they're in their final pay-per-view of the year, and that's World's End. So they have to really think about it. So okay. Let me see. I got it. Let me see. Oh, let me see. Oh, I did see the clip. Wow, that's really interesting. I will actually share it on my post show. I did see the clip and I just got it, Dylan. I was gonna share that probably on the post show, but even that I had to put a lot of thought into this, but that's really interesting. Interesting enough. But yeah, I gotta give some extra thought on that in the post show. But turning my attention to Queen Aminata and Kamille. See, if I were Mercedes, I'd be very scared because you're not facing off against some lady amateurs. You're facing off against some of the ladies in the locker room. And Queen Aminata is no joke. And if you want to know anything at all about Queen Aminata, you have to talk to the professor, because the professor knows everything about Queen Aminata. So make sure you talk to him about that. But Queen Aminata, she really is giving Kamille offense, and Mercedes thought Queen Aminata was dangerous. See how she is next week going against a former TBS champion in Chris Statlander. That's going to be something I would worry about. Yes, Bobby, you too as well, because I know how much you love Queen Aminata. But woo, Queen Aminata got her on a submission hold. This is like the first time. This is like the first time I'm seeing anybody women hold Kamille. Ooh, nice punch. Ooh, she gave her a punch. Oh, here we go. She was hosted, but Kamille. Oh man, is she gonna give her a power bomb? Ooh, Hurricanrana by Queen Aminata! Oh man, she almost pinned her. Here she is. Oof, man. Queen Aminata, she's like taking crap. I know, Mr. Finnegan, this is a really great match. I'm enjoying it. I will say, like, you can say whatever about her, but she's giving her an effort. closely. But I gotta give props to Queen Aminata for that effort. But your winner is the Brick House Kamille. And of course, we have our wonderful CEO coming into the ring. But next week, Kamille versus Chris Statlander, that match is going to be a banger. Oh, here comes Chris Statlander. There she is. I know, Bobby, you should be very proud of her performance, but here comes Chris Statlander. See, I wish they did not break up her and Willow because I feel like Willow will probably back her up since they're friends because of that weasel Stokely. I kind of wish her and I wish they didn't break up her and Willow. See, Mercedes, you should have never did that. And I'm gonna tell you something. She's gonna be her match sooner or later. She's gonna drop one of those belts. I don't know which belt she's gonna drop, but and Mercedes tends to forget Chris Statlander is a TBS champion. And I kind of knew she was gonna be sneaky because it's hard to do it 2-on-1. Oh. Well, here comes backstage, and it looks like Moxley's backstage. This is not even the whole roster. This is not even the whole roster. This is just like majority. So it looks like they thought it was Moxley, but it was Christian. Well, they don't like Christian either. And don't forget, Christian still has that contract. And there's Kip Saban. Poor Kip. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be very fun. So, oh, sorry about that. That was a bit on my end. But, yeah, the rosters are waiting for Moxley, but it looks like we're still waiting. Oh, Kip Sabian is trying to chase Christian, and they're coming in the ring. So, Dylan, going back to your point on how Chris Statlander turned babyface. Well, it was pretty much after the street fight where her and Willow face off against each other, and it mentioned her and Stokely kind of dropped her as a client. And hold on for a minute. Here comes Hook. And what is Hook doing? Well, oh, he's coming to the ring. So we'll see. We'll see what guy Hook is talking about. So we shall see. And here he comes. Well, it looks like they do, considering what happened with Luchasaurus. I think they need to fill that void. Well, after weeks, we found out who attacked Taz, but I want to know, why did he attack Taz? I'm curious as to know why. But it looks like Kip Sabian's a new member, which, as I said earlier, it does make a lot of sense because Luchasaurus is out, is going to be out for a while. And I know they're trying to, yeah, that too, because Christian has the contract and he can sign it anytime, any place. So he still has that contract of being world champion. I know. I wish I knew the explanation on why he attacked Taz, but we'll find out soon. Yeah, it looks like, the odds are going to be on Hook. So it looks like he's going to need a lot of reinforcements. And could we see Samoa Joe returning? I know he's probably going to need help from Shibata, but that's going to be an interesting storyline to watch. But okay, Dylan, going back to your point on how Chris Statlander turned babyface. So this was pretty much after All Out, where Chris Statlander beat Willow Nightingale for Willow Nightingale in the Chicago Street Fight. So she was managed by Stokely, but apparently he dropped her because he didn't pay her or she didn't pay him or whatever. It just kind of dropped in a way. So they kind of like didn't mention it for a while. They didn't mention it for a while. So they kind of like stopped it all together. And Chris kind of like, I don't want to say blame Stokely, but that kind of ruined her. That kind of ruined her friendship with Willow Nightingale and everything that happened. So it's very much kind of a. I just hope it's kind of like puts that in there, but I hope I was able to provide some clarity. I hope I was able to find some clarity on that, but yeah, it just was very bizarre on how it ended in a way, but I would love to see. I just think the one thing I would love to see is Statlander and Willow rekindle their friendship again. That would be Sam. But it looks like we are in the main event, and we have a trios match coming up between Private Party and Daniel Garcia teaming up to take on the Elite TNT champion Jack Perry and the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. That is definitely going to be a match to see, and I'm very excited to do that. I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited to do that, and it's going to be fun. I'm very excited for that. And also, like I said, I want to thank everybody for joining, for really trying to be for this main event because oh yeah, Bobby, I can see Daniel Garcia being challenged. Yep. Bobby, I could definitely see that happening with Daniel. I feel like Daniel Garcia is the next in line for Jack Perry because I know Daniel Garcia has been gunning for that. But I also want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, All Caribbean Wrestling, where our boss lady, TK, and the professor just came back from a wonderful trip. And if you want to know more about them, here it is.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Make sure to check them out. And we're getting ready for our main event because we see Private Party And I am so happy they're getting more TV time. I know Tony Schiavone's trying to do the flex move. Oh, Tony, he's trying to do the flex move, but I'm just happy Private Parties get on TV. I know I have not seen my clients, the Acclaimed, yet. I know they haven't been on TV for a while. And I always said I want them to challenge and beat the Young Bucks. But if they're not in line for the tag titles, I'm okay with Private Party being contenders. I got nothing against Private Party. They have a strong case. But I would like to see my other clients, the Acclaim, back on TV, damn it. And I think we probably may see them soon because I know they'll be watching Swerve and Shelton Benjamin. And I don't think BCC's destruction's not over yet because, like I said, if they really want to be serious, I think they're going to take out a few people that were former champions that have a fan base. But only time will tell. And it would be nice for the Acclaim to play mind games with the Young Bucks. But of course, we have our own Jack Perry and of course, well, the tag team champions, the Young Bucks, making their way to the stage. I have nothing against them personally because, you know, I respect the heck out of them being athletes. They are amazing tag team champions. But this is really getting so stale and old, and it's like, you've been champions since Dynasty. There have only been 2 teams that pinned them clean. Private Party and the Acclaimed. That's it. And the thing that pissed me off about their promo that they did back in September, right before Grand Slam, is that thinking that they beat every single tag team. No, you didn't. You didn't beat every single tag team. You haven't faced off with many tag teams, but well, it's going to be very interesting. And like I said earlier, I would not be shocked if the Elite did align with BCC. I would not be shocked if they did. But it's nice to see some of these young stars getting in the main event spots. It's really nice to see. But here we go with this trios match, and this is our final match of the night. And this is going to be very much explosive. Would you like to see Giselle Shaw come to AEW and Ring of Honor roster since she had a great match against the fallen goddess Athena for the Ring of Honor? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing her come in because after that match that she had this past weekend, I don't see why not. And also, if you watch Ring of Honor, Athena's going to have her celebration on being the longest reigning Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. So if you have access to Ring of Honor, make sure to check out her celebration because it's going to be fun. But turning our attention to the main event, so, and somebody asked me last week, so I can tell the difference between the Young Bucks. So the one in the pearls is Matthew, and the one in purple is Nicholas. Oh, actually, I kind of like this. I know, I know, I really want the Acclaim to be tag team champions again, but I'm okay with Private Party. I'm okay with Private Party challenging them because, like I said, my clients, the Acclaim, are going to give a shot. I would love for it to be a full gear, but I love that. I would love to be a full gear, but we'll see how this goes. And like I said, I would not be shocked if BCC did align with the Elite because, I mean, I know the Elite. I'm really happy, like some of these young stars. And look, some of the roster in the back, they're waiting. But like I said, if BCC wants to make this very serious, they're going to have to attack some stars that already have a fan base and also former champions. So I know people thinking, of course, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin are getting title shots, but don't forget about Swerve. because he says he's gunning for the AEW World Championship. So can't knock out Swerve. But I know right now he's taking care of business with Shelton Benjamin and MVP. So that's somewhere down the line. But anyways, going back to the main event. You know, I said this time and time again. You can say what you want about the Young Bucks and ever, but it's just a synergy in the tag team is making them why they are one of the best tag teams in AEW. And the interesting part about it is when they first started, this was one of like their strongest pillars was their tag team division. They have a loaded tag team. It's just incorporating which storylines make sense. Because of course, you have Private Party trying to dethrone the Young Bucks, which I love. I don't have a problem with Private Party because at least they have a strong case. Yeah, Bobby, can't forget about Samoa Joe. He's a former AEW champion, and this is going to be interesting to watch. So, and plus, we haven't seen him. We have not seen him in the last couple months. We've not seen him in the last couple months. So, hopefully, we should see him soon. But I feel like if the BCC want to make this serious, they're going to probably have to target some stars that have a organic fan base and we're also former champions to make this work. But as I going back to the tag teams, I'm really happy to see some of the tag teams being rivalries. Of course, we're seeing LFI being a rivalry with oh god, LFI being a rivalry with the Outrunners and FTR, which is really nice. With that, of course, the Acclaimed are possibly going to feud with the Hurt Syndicate, and they're also going to deal with Swerve. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we can see Swerve and the Acclaim teaming up. I don't know, but that's where it's going to be with the Acclaim possibly feuding with Shelton Benjamin and MVP. So, but I'm very happy like some of the other tag teams are doing that. So, but you know, and like I said, I'm very happy to see Private Party and Danny Garcia being in the main event because these are some of the guys that are the future, and I'm still blown away by their match at Wrestle Dream. I know a lot of people kind of was like, no, but I actually enjoy that, and that was actually my dark horse pick for match of the night because going back to 1999. After the match, even though Private Party lost, they had a standing ovation. The fans gave them a standing ovation. And it made me flash back to 1999, where it was No Mercy. It was the Hardys versus Edge and Christian in the first ever tag team ladder match. And those guys delivered that match crazy. And soon enough, the Hardys ended up winning it. After the match, they got a standing ovation because Edge and Christian was still in the ring. 24 hours later, all four teams had standing ovations on Monday Night Raw. And that was crazy. And that made me think of Private Party because they have a little spirit of the Hardys because that's who they reminded me of. And that's who they idolized when they were kids. And just seeing that mentality within the Hardys, it's just so fun to watch. And I'm just very happy that they have that spirit. And it's a shame Matt and Jeff are. I mean, I'm happy they're on TNA, but it's a shame they weren't on AEW a little bit longer because it just would have been so cool to see Private Party be under their wing and mentor them and seeing them firsthand on getting that taste of tag team gold. It just would have been so fun to watch. But never say never. It is, but and what is that weasel Stokely Hathaway doing? He really wants to manage Private Party so bad. Didn't he learn his lesson the last time they were all at the firm together with Ethan Page? Jeez. Grizzled young veterans will be returning at New Japan Wrestling. Oh, thank you for that, Bobby. Thank you for that. I'm so excited to see that. Stokely is a baby weasel. Yeah, trust me. Waiting for MVP's appearance on GCW. Yeah, we should see that soon. I know. Stokely's like a little weasel. You would think he would learn his lesson when they team up with a firm, but I don't know. But Zay and looked like, oh, it didn't. No, he didn't get the tag. Matthew took out Daniel Garcia. And Jack Perry, he's dealing with Brother Zay. Tag me to Matthew. I know Stokely. I mean, what clients? I know Bobby, but what clients does Stokely have? Ever since he dropped Chris Statlander, he doesn't have anybody. And I know he's been eyeing some of the tag teams in the last couple of weeks, most specifically Private Party. And Jack Perry took out Daniel Garcia. This is the reason why they're tag team champions. Because it's the double team and synergy. To kick out by Zay. You know, Quen, he's waiting to get tagged in. He's waiting to get tagged. Ooh. Jose. Ooh. Offense. And now he's going to tag Quen. How can you not like Private Party? I'm just happy to see them on TV more often. I know my clients see Acclaim on TV a lot, but I'm okay with Private Party. But it would be nice to see my clients see Acclaim back on TV. But hopefully we get to see them on Collision and Rampage. Ooh, Hurricane Rana. Double Hurricane Rana by Quen. I just hope Quen stays healthy. Because I know when he got hurt, Zay was a single star, but he had help from the Hardys. Ooh, nasty hit. 1, 2, kick out by Zay. I will say, this has been a good, solid Dynamite. Dream match, private. Ooh! Dream match, Private Party versus. Yeah, that would be a really good match. Private Party versus the Street Profits. Your client, yeah, a little known fact, they have not faced each other. Private Party has never faced off against the Acclaimed, ever. And I'm trying to imagine the promos on what on that match would be. That would be insane. I could see that going insanity, but it will happen soon. I'm telling you, the Acclaimed and Private Party, that match would be insane. Which I'm surprised they have not met yet, but Daniel Garcia is showing offense. You got Jack Perry. Zay, he's trying to take on both the Young Bucks. All right. Zay, he's showing some offense. And it looks like the Young Bucks wants to end here. But here comes Quen. It's Quen. Yee! Here comes their signature move. Yay! And is it 1, 2, 3? Oh my god! That's like 3 for 3! This is the 3rd time they picked the Young Bucks! I don't care. I can't believe it! Your winners, Daniel Garcia. I really thought Daniel Garcia was gonna pin Jack Perry. But I'm okay with. Bobby, I'll get your questions later, but hold on. Zay is saying something. Hold on, let's see what Zay has to say. I'm down for the rematch. That'd be funny if the Acclaimed came out. That'd be hilarious. What? 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 I mean, I'm really surprised it's on Halloween. I thought it was going to be a full year, but I guess. We just. Who was at the car? They outsmarted them. Man, well, you know what, folks? Next week we got another match at Fright Night. It'll be the Young Bucks versus Private Party for the tag team titles, and if they lose, oh no, that's Chuck! How can you tag for Chuck? That's Orange Cassidy's buddy. No, don't break Chucky! Oh no, you know this will make Orange mad. There's no way. No, you can't let Chuck. Get him, Orange! First you took out Bryan Danielson and then you took out Chuck? You're gonna take him. You're gonna see another side of my client, Orange Cassidy. It's one thing to take out Bryan Danielson, but if you took out his best friend, you don't even want to go see another side of Orange Cassidy. Because I'm gonna tell you something. This is where Orange is gonna be a leader. And hopefully, oh my goodness. Well, you know what? It's time for Mr. Orange, because he's gonna step up as a leader. It's one thing you took out Bryan Danielson, but you took out one of his best friends. Shame on you. But this has been a solid episode of Dynamite. I definitely want to thank everybody for being on, from our producer Dylan, Boza, Bobby, Mr. Opinionated, making sure I didn't miss anybody. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody on that. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Zach Mindler, Swag Kid. So I definitely want to thank everybody for joining. But don't hold on to your seats, because I'm going to be doing a post show shortly after this. So I'll be back in the next 10 seconds, and just give me time to rest. But I will be doing my post show, giving my thoughts on tonight's episode as we look into next week's Fright Night, and also the road to full year. So I will see you guys shortly in the next 10 seconds.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com.